from my couch. I am Justin. So, recently, within the last few months, I've been going back and really looking at a lot of the older poems that I had written probably within the last 20 years, especially the ones I've completed within the last 15 years. And a lot of them needed a lot of work. So, I've taken up the task of going back and really um, revamping these poems, really chiseling away a lot of just overstated nonsense, I think. And there's a lot of clarity with where I am as a writer now, and I think it's not necessarily about writing poetry just to write it or just to be poetic because you can. I think these poems, with the way that they have been edited now, there is more of an actual point to them. It's not a lot of vague or like poetic license. And that works for some people, but I think I definitely wanted to make these poems have more meaning than what I could provided them than what gave them when I was writing them years ago. So I in the coming weeks, I will be reading some of these few poems that I have redone, and I've come to the conclusion with taking writing classes with free resources online and writing groups. I've come to the conclusion that I don't really plan on becoming published as a poet. I would rather much do my readings on the internet and live poetry readings when I decide to do that. Once I get to a place where editing is not the main focus. And I really think I came out after learning how the publishing industry works. I came out very heartbroken, and it kind of threw me back to the days of making music with how just unfair it is. And the main important thing you can do as an artist is own your work, own your rights. And forfeit. I'm not going to forfeit my property that I've written. So now that I've moved past that heartbreak, I am not consumed with playing music in an ensemble. Poetry and meditation have really taken the foreground, taken over a lot of the main part of my art life while still playing music. And yeah, I really hope that these next few poems that I read, they are they are where they are what I wanted them to be years ago. And I think they are. Even if they're not, they're still poems. I wrote them, and I'm not apologizing for my creativity. The fact is just to create something. It's better than not creating anything at all. But like I said, in the next few weeks, I will be definitely reading, posting these poems, whether it's on the social media, but definitely they will be posted to the YouTube. And who knows? I might even pursue my version of publishing. Who knows? Right now, I just definitely want to make sure the body of work is very there and something that I'm really proud of saying. And at this point in my writing journey or my art, there's no negative influences like there had been for a majority of my artistic life. And with that mental clarity, I can really give these poems what they need to really get there and be edited and be finalized in the most truest fashion. And years ago, there was no way to honestly have done that with all the discouragement and the disbelief in this journey. Now that I have belief in this journey, there's a lot more strength with one foot in front of the other that I've never had before. And I credit that to learning the violin and finding the journey worth investing in. So, yeah, I believe I've spoken a lot. The poems I will be reading are Crafted Feminine Child of the Garden. It was written in 2012. The Diamond Wasteland, Casualties of Velvet, 2012. A Sense of Sympathy for His Character, 2014. I've read that one before, but it was not the finalized version or up to my standard. A lot of overstated stuff with that one specifically. And um, a poem that was very sentimental to me. There's a lot of darkness to it, a lot of horrible memories. It's called The Shattered Serenades, Desperate Hearts in the Hands of the Innocent. It was written in 2015. And Wound, which was saved from a file on a computer, flash drive. Mannerism of Ghost, which was completed last month, along with Wound. These were poems that were never completed, they just sat on a flash drive. Secondhand Wings, completed last month in the whole flash drive saved mess. The Virgin Seasons, that's a more abstract poem written in 2012. It makes sense to me, but it's not supposed to, or it doesn't in some way. A Meaning of Shadow, This Death of Summer, and another painful poem written in 2014, Withheld in Her Mind, and The Dogwood Tree Mannerism. So yeah, those are the ones I plan on reading, and I can't wait to share them. Have a nice night.